Is the soft life wife the key to a happy marriage? Grab your stick, grab your drink. Let's get into this thing right now.
Hot beat, smoke it, drink it down. With your voice, it got you around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Press play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Welcome back to the channel, and y'all know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real cigar Jeff. Y'all do me a favor, man. Get below in the description. Support the channel, get the merch. Make sure you subscribe, because a lot of y'all watching my stuff, but y'all are not subscribing, man. YouTube send me the analytics every day. So y'all make sure, man, do a brother a favor. Subscribe to the channel, man. It really helps us out. Make sure we help as many people out with relationships as we can. Is the soft life wife the key to a happy marriage? And y'all know whenever I come in talking about marriage, I gotta bring in my marital single expert. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Tell y'all what she drinking on tonight before we get into this thing.
Okay, what in the world? Okay. I don't even know. I had to think
The
about that
marital
title.
single expert. The marital single expert.
Okay.
You
Y'all,
look,
we hyped up on pollen and
yeah,
whatever else
guys,
is floating around.
my
With
everything.
so tonight, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this or not, but I'm just doing some on the rocks jalapeno pineapple margarita.
That's a good margarita, though.
And so I got it in my little glass. Yeah, I shook it.
She ain't got no hospital strain with it though.
That's where we. That's because I forgot. So y'all may hear me like making all kinds of noise, trying to slip through this ice. But that's all it is, slipping through ice. And
Yes,
I got my trusty bottle of
yes.
water.
Gotta stay hydrated. Gotta stay
Hmm.
hydrated, man. Rhonda, I appreciate you being on. Of course, y'all. Tonight I'm smoking my little nub by Oliva. Y'all gotta grab these. This is one of my go-tos, man. Telling you, got this five
So
pack
it
from
comes
C.
like that.
Yeah, it's a little nub.
Okay. They
Little
sell
nub.
it like that.
Yeah, perfect for a podcast like this.
Yeah.
Gives me enough of what I need. And of course, y'all, I got it in the merch. I got it in the merch, right? Real people, real conversations. I'm having my transfusion. And for all of y'all that don't know what a transfusion is, it's my goose. Y'all see my goose. Got my gray goose, grape juice, ginger ale. And of course, I got the Welch's. And of course, I got the Seagram. Y'all don't be skimping out on the grape juice and on the ginger ale. And
Uh,
Rhonda calls it. Right, look,
you call it
we
that
get
too.
Seagram.
You call it that too.
We get see, Rhonda, we get Seagrams over here. I said I can't be pouring my transfusion without no Seagrams. If I
Oh,
do
you
that
mean
Schweppes
sweets,
or Canada,
sweets, whatever it's called.
Schweppes, Canada Dry,
Store
all the other
brand.
stuff y'all get. But y'all need to know. If y'all don't believe me, let me know on next podcast. I'll bring my Welch's and bring my Seagrams out the fridge so y'all know
Oh my
if I'm
lord.
gonna get that goose in it. But it got my transfusion, got my cigar. We about to get into this thing, guys. Is the soft life wife the key to a happy marriage? Now, guys, I gotta tell y'all, I'm late to the party because evidently, this thing has been trending on TikTok for a minute. It got sent to me by one of my trusted friends, and I said, they said, man, Jeff, you got to discuss this. Why ain't you around to discuss it? I said, because I ain't heard about it. But man, I had to tell y'all what got me about this is evidently, just like when we did Passport Bros a while back,
Hmm.
evidently this is on TikTok and it's being spearheaded by Black women. And I said, I didn't even know about this.
Well, no wonder you
But
didn't know about
couldn't stop all that, man. See right there. Y'all
it. I'm
see?
just saying.
See, look. We both over here dealing with allergies. When I come to y'all don't see my cool
Opposite of that is
humidifier coming over
trad
here.
wife. You know
Yeah.
trad wives.
We did
Black
trade
women
wives.
like
Y'all can see
soft
that
wife.
one. Right? Like look, so here's the deal, right? Soft life wives is being spearheaded by Black women on
Good.
TikTok. But evidently,
Who
all
done took
other
it?
races,
Who
all
done
other
took it?
faces getting involved. And so
They done
I
took it.
gotta ask, what do you and Rhonda got to say about it? So what do? Call my dog up and I say, look, we got to discuss it. The people asking about it. So, Rhonda, when you got
Okay.
Rhonda, people need to know what we talk about first before they decide they want to jump in.
Oh my gosh. You mean they
Look,
didn't know
man,
what you talk about?
no. You the relationship expert. You
No.
the relationship expert. I'm just the moderator. But guys, I saw this thing and I said, man, me and Rhonda got to talk about this. I got two articles I'm gonna share with y'all. Y'all know I didn't share one with Rhonda. I didn't share it with the other one. But I shared one with Rhonda. But Rhonda, when you got the topic and you heard soft life wives. Notice, guys, this ain't soft life girlfriend. This ain't soft life anything else. This is soft life wives. Now, at the end of the day, if you decide to apply this to another situation you got, that's on you. But soft life wives was what got sent to me. Ronnie, when you got the topic, what'd you think?
Listen, I'm here for any type of softness. I would tell my friends, like, y'all be gentle, man. Be gentle with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just be gentle? But I like soft life
Mm-hmm.
wife. I can get down with that. They gonna make me log on to TikTok. And I ain't even no wife.
Yeah, man. You never know, dog. Somebody
No,
might come scoop you up.
no. Let money scoop me up. Just let me be scooped up by money. That's my
Yeah.
happy place.
Guys, let me tell y'all, man. I hit Rhonda up. I said, Rhonda, this is what we got to discuss, right? I got two articles I'm going to share with y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all like this. I think what shocked me the most, and I got to say this, I think what shocked me the most is that something on TikTok being spearheaded by Black women, because this is huge. Because Black women led the independent woman phase. Black women were the first one, right, to be independent, right? Let's be honest, Destiny Child. All my ladies who independent, throw your hands up at me.
Hmm.
Well, now, guys, 2024, 2025, and now we talking about soft lives. So I said, okay, once I got a little bit of research on it, I said, Ron and I got to discuss it. And one of the things I'm gonna tell y'all like this: is it the key to a happy marriage? Fellas gonna get mad at me, but I think it is.
Yeah,
Cause
I
Ron,
think
I
that's what
think
you
it's
do. Ain't that what you do?
no. No, we ain't trying to. This,
I think it is the
I'm at,
key.
guys. I'm heading hit start again. Around all.
Man, it's been a long
I
day.
think look, now me and Ron are both dealing with allergies over here, so we come
Been
off a
been
little
listening to
crazy.
married people all day long. I'm tired.
Look, guys, I think that it is the key. I think it is the key to make life easier. Happiness is subjective, but easier is objective. So I don't know if it makes life happy, but go ahead, Ron. Go ahead.
No, I don't see anything wrong with treating the other person with kindness. And I think it takes more work for a man to treat their wife with kindness. I think it takes a little effort. Um, unless it's fresh and in the beginning. But once that thing get old, stale and dry, I think it's hard to show that soft that
See,
soft
I'm
life.
a, but see, Ron. Let me tell you, I got to disagree with you.
I know.
I think making it a soft life is easy because once you remember we did the podcast around the should relationships be 50-50? A lot of
Hmm.
relationships out here fighting with each other. When I saw this concept, I said maybe the fellas need to hear this because fighting ain't working. How Ron, we do a podcast on relationships every week,
Every
and
week.
typically it's because it's two strong people butting heads, right? When I saw this, I said, man, they might be on to something. I don't know,
No,
but
that
I
it ain't
said,
no
man,
might
we
be. They are on to something.
guys, here's what I
Listen,
here's what I
black
like
women
about it.
always gonna tell you what's up. Now you may not want to hear it or the
You
tone
may
that
not
they
want to
say it
hear it.
in, but they always gonna tell you what's up. And
What
if
Ronnie
being
can
soft is key, because we've had to be hard for so long,
yes,
look
but
at
they
this
but
energy
guess
I'm
what?
giving you. You like Rhonda, calm
Yes.
down.
Oh no, you
Nah,
my
be
sister,
soft
so
with
you can
me.
do
Be
whatever you
soft
want.
with me.
No,
Soft
you
sister
sister,
life.
you my sister,
Soft
you can do
sister
whatever you
life.
want.
Soft life sister, whatever they call it.
You my sister, you can do whatever you want to do. Ain't no rules with you.
Oh my goodness.
But I think it's interesting. Rhonda, when I saw the topic, I said
Hmm.
black people led the independent woman process. And now
Okay.
here we are. Black women are coming back to being saying, hey, I want to be feminine again. And guys, in order to be feminine, you have to accept that somebody's masculine, that you gonna trust. I think soft life means I completely trust this person that I'm with. Now, here's the deal. A soft life has to be provided by someone else. And that's the hardest thing for Black women. And again, I'm telling y'all about Black women, but this is for all races. Because no matter where you are, you got to trust somebody
No, absolutely.
wholeheartedly in order to live what we gonna call this soft life. Because honestly, the fighting ain't working. The independent woman ain't working. Right? Black women leading the statistics and healthcare issues. They leading the issue. They leading the way in a lot of negative things. And now is this soft life the key to saying, you know what? I'm gonna put my gloves down and just allow myself to be taken care of. And maybe I'm not gonna fight. Maybe I'm just gonna be feminine and be vulnerable and be soft again. What do you think about that, right? When you hear me say that?
Oh, look, again, I'm here for it. I agree. I agree with you on that. Like, I think it's long overdue. Um, being a Black woman myself, yeah, I ain't nobody's wife, but that's my business. Um, and
Y'all get down in the comments if it is your business.
no, it ain't. It ain't nobody's business. but it's life in general, right? You come at somebody hardcore, or you know what I'm saying, just up here off the charts. You're not gonna get too much out of them unless they just like that type of thing to go on. Most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, if you are kind, or and I ain't even gonna say kind, if you're thoughtful, because I think that's what that soft life is about, is being thoughtful and to follow through with that act of service. If we're gonna talk about love language, because that's basically what it sounds like. Providing that
Mm-hmm.
soft life is gonna encompass all of those things where, hey, yeah, if I take out the trash, if I load or unload the dishwasher, like little stuff like that goes a long way, because a woman has to be thinking about all of those things. And then on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, your appointments, their appointments, the kid appointments, like all the things that they have to think about. So I totally agree with this subject. I'm glad it got started, and more importantly, it started by Black women, because I think it's
Right. Hey, look.
necessary.
Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Y'all don't realize there was a study out right now. There was a study out of the least desirable female and the least desirable male.
Mm.
I should have put it up. But the least desirable male was an Asian male. That thing ain't hit, did it?
Get
That
me, I
don't
got
go out.
goosebumps, man. I ain't drinking a long time.
The less desirable man was an Asian man, and the less desirable woman was a Black woman. And one of the things you're gonna find, guys, is that I think this topic is relevant because when you are a trailblazer, sometimes you may go down the wrong trail. And I think Black women have been fighting, when realistically there wasn't no battle to fight. And I think it's
Oh
time to
no, it's
battle.
always
Now
been a
again,
battle.
well, no, but I think with everybody wasn't bad to you though. And in a relationship, you can't be fighting. So when I saw this topic, soft life wife, I said, and again, guys, if you got somebody else, if y'all not in a formal relationship, again, you can apply these principles. But I think what's happening right now, if Black women take the lead on this, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. One thing about being Black, and this ain't a racist comment that I'm about to make, but Black people set trends that other people follow, right? I thought Kendrick Lamar did not get a great review on his Super Bowl performance, right? Nobody knew. Now, a lot of people didn't understand the language, and I'm talking about across the board. But look at what everything that's trending on social media now. I'm seeing everybody
We gonna
doing
do
that
it when we get
Kendrick Lamar.
together. We gonna do it when we get together.
Oh,
You
yeah,
really
oh,
about
you'll
to
put it
do
together. We'll put it together. You
it? You
about to
really
do it?
about to
Yeah, I'm
do
about to
it?
do it. But I got to be Kendrick. I got to be Kendrick. I ain't in the background once you.
No, I'm
I
gonna
got to
be
start first.
soft
I
life.
got to start. I'm gonna start it first. I ain't about to do it after you do it. No, I got to be first, right?
We gonna split it there.
So yeah, we'll do it twice. We'll do it twice. So I'm saying all this to you guys because we need a lot of people to understand that this is about being feminine. But being feminine, you have to trust the person who's being
Hmm.
masculine. Okay. So
Hmm.
before we get into this, I got two articles I want to share. Let's share the first one, guys. Let's share the first one. And I apologize, Ryan. You're doing pretty good over there with your allergies too. But we ain't snapping all over the place like we were before we got into this thing.
No, man. Listen,
I ain't took my Billy drill yet, but my humidifier over
you better
here
put that.
pumping
You
away.
better put that air up your nose. You better go ahead.
All right,
Stop
all right,
playing
done
around.
that too. Guys, we over here at Your Tango. And remember what I said, guys, for everybody listening to this, in order to be a soft life wife, you got to have a husband who wants to do it for you.
Absolutely.
So, right, here's the deal. You can't be a soft life person unless there's somebody who wants to take care of you. So we over here at Your Tango. And this article came out on November 13th, 2024. Y'all know my rule. It has to be after COVID because anything you had before COVID don't exist once the pandemic happened. 10 kind habits of a husband who creates a soft life for their wife. Ronnie, can you see that okay?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Healthy relationships are characterized not just by love, but by genuine support. Let's see if I can close this out right here. All right, guys, let's get into this thing.
They black. Okay.
Yeah, I told you it was started by black women. I
I'm
didn't
being
realize
funny.
that.
I'm being funny.
Yeah, she toxic tonight. She toxic. I can't do no with it. Yeah, I can't do no with it. Many women struggle to cultivate healthy relationships with a partner who centers a soft lifestyle where they can lean into their authenticity and femininity in a safe and secure environment. Whether it's lacking emotional intelligence or whether it's lacking emotional intelligence or insecurity, many men struggle to provide this kind of security for women, unable to effectively communicate or even support themselves. Okay. However, there are some kind habits of a husband who creates a soft life for their wife, and while they may be relatively rare, especially in modern dating landscape, they are achievable if you're looking in the right places. Ron, that's a hell of an introduction, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good article.
Here are 10 kind habits of a husband who creates a soft life for their wife. Fellas, listen up. Ladies, listen up. They do chores and simple favors without being asked. The key to a husband who creates a soft life in marriage for his wife is supportiveness, not necessarily in a financial sense, but an emotional one. They
Mm-hmm.
take burdens off their partner's shoulders instead of becoming one. When there's conflict or something weighing on their relationship, he makes space for an open discussion to relieve stress and anxiety from her life. When she struggled at work or had a hard day, he does a chore that she doesn't like to do. It's a partnership. He's not pleaded with her to clean a dish or do the laundry. He's self assured enough to understand that despite societal tradition and toxic expectations, a marriage will never be ruled by gender regulations or a fair 50-50 split. For all of y'all who didn't see that podcast that I did, 50-50 kills relationships. The minuscule things in life, like chores, filling up the gas tank, or scheduling a date, don't fuel resentment in marriages because they're always prioritized by partners that want to focus on loving, supporting, and enjoying life with their loved one. Rhonda, jump in there. Let me know what you think about that one.
Look, man, I like that. I'm gonna tell you who I immediately thought of was Steph and Aisha. That's who I immediately
Mm-hmm.
thought of when you started reading that. Because I'm sure if they stopped doing the little things, it sounds like they got back to doing the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And some men, you know, especially if they feel like they can't do the softness so much. Sometimes for some women, it may be okay to be like, instead of them taking the food out the freezer or taking it out to be prepared, they may say, "Hey, you want me to take the chicken out?" Because they ain't
Mm-hmm.
ready yet to be able to
Mm-hmm.
just make a decision. Because we know how dinner will tear your whole marriage apart. Deciding what's for dinner will tear your whole marriage apart.
Mm-hmm.
and so
Mm-hmm.
and so I think for men, if they learn to just take the initiative and hey, sometimes it ain't even about what you eat. It's like, did you at least take that off my plate?
Guys, I think Rhonda Preacher right here. And one of the things when I saw this article, this thing said they do chores and simple favors without being asked. And one of the things that she talked about was not necessarily in a financial sense.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, I can tell you like this: one of the things that happens is in relationships, you forget the little things. And think about it, guys. Most companies, if the person who's in charge of that company, they're paying somebody to remember the little things because a lot of us forget the little things, right? And so now all of a sudden, and I'm not even talking about something like taking the trash out or something like that. But if you're with this person, you want to create a soft life for them, you already know what they want to eat. You already know what they want to drink. You already know chores that they doing. Just go ahead and do it without being asked to do it. So I like what she said on this one. Let's get into number two. They're committed to open communication. Active, honest, and open communication is necessary to a healthy relationship, according to the research from the Journal of Marriage and Family, as it is often has the power to both add value and deteriorate a marriage, depending on how it is prioritized. Husbands who affirm their wives and asking for and advocating for what they need help to instill this communicative habit into their marriage. While many women experience shame from their partners and asking for too much, women live in a soft life with their husband are always celebrated for communicating. When a
Mm-hmm.
partner is willing to emotionally open up, they don't leave room for misunderstanding or resentment to grow, promoting and drawing out the sensitivity and the emotional intelligence of their partner. That's exactly why it's one of the kind habits of a husband who creates a soft life for their wife, as it cultivates a safe space for conflict, disagreements, love, and growth to simultaneously reside. What you think about that one, Ron?
Man, I would love to meet somebody that's like that. Like if
Mm-hmm.
there was a couple out there where you saw them actually considering the other, for them to be vulnerable and and all that kind of stuff. I would love to see that in action because I think it's
Mm-hmm.
few and far between. Um and it's almost like when you read that, I was like, does this mean that the husband also wouldn't want his wife to worry about things concerning the house? Like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that
Yes.
he would want her to stress out about. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I immediately thought about. Like, is this what that, like, in a nutshell means? Like, this husband is like, I know I could talk to her, but I also don't want to share to where it's going to stress her out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I
And,
got it. Like, I got it as a man, but what I'm saying? That's what I thought about as you were
well,
reading that.
and what I'm going to say to y'all is this. What I'm going to say to y'all is this. This is going to happen multiple times before trust is built up. The salt taking a person and making them a soft life wife, they gonna fight it at first because all they've done is fight the entire life.
Yeah, who gonna
Right?
trust that?
This is gonna take some getting used to, fellas. And remember, this article is 10 things the husband must do. Remember, guys, it ain't about her response to you. You just gotta keep doing this so that she knows it's a part of you. Okay? And what happens is, guys, I can open up to you emotionally because at the end of the day, I know I'm creating a soft life for you. But I understand that that's going to take some time for you to embrace the soft life, right? Women ain't just
Mm-hmm.
going to wake up and embrace the soft life because, again, these are the same women who pioneered and trailblazed the independent woman life. So now you're telling the person to come off of that life and, hey, look, I got this. And that's what you guys got to understand. But because this is about emotional intelligence, there's going to take some time before the person is willing to embrace it. Let's get into number three.
Mm-hmm.
They prioritize making space for their wife's true identity. Whether their wife wants to channel their own femininity or get in touch with herself through self care, kind hearted husbands prioritize making and protecting that space for her. According to therapist Ashley Hudson, that's the key to a healthy relationship. Acknowledging your partner's emotional needs and ensuring they feel secure. Of course, every couple looks different and every partner will want uniquely different things. But the kind of habits of a husband who creates a soft life for their wife will always revolve around prioritizing comfort, safety, and security. Sometimes that means giving her space. On other occasions, it means surprising her with an entirely planned date night. They figure out what their partner needs to be their most authentic and self, assured self, and then they consciously prioritize those things, acknowledging, making space for, and celebrating that identity. Jump in there, Ronnie. Let me know what you think about that one.
Listen again. Line them up wherever they are. These husbands or soon to be husbands.
Yeah, get rap. Right, get rap.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, like I don't have no nothing to add to that. I think
Well,
that's great if that's possible.
I'm gonna say this, guys. When a woman, when the woman decided to pioneer the independent woman phase, they also introduced the dependent man phase.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? This is the downside of being independent. You're only gonna attract people who are dependent. So if you got that man because you were the independent one, and now you've attracted a dependent person, because opposites attract, this is going to be hard. So in essence, Ronald, what I take away from this, you're going to have to tell that man that you want to be a soft life wife. Now, what you got to be ready for is you might
Hmm.
have attracted somebody who can't do it. Right? See,
But I mean,
Ronald,
most people are
go ahead.
already in it though. Most people are already in
Yes,
it, and
that's my
let's just say
point.
they done hit a snag in their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be a man to do this after a snag in your marriage, I think it's easier to start it from the jump than to change it midway.
Guys, this is why if you have attracted a man based on your independent mindset, and now you say, no, I'm gonna go ahead and try and transition into this soft life wife mindset, You might not have a man who can do this. Rhonda just said it. Line them up. They rare, right? Guys, why do y'all think seafood costs
But
more?
you gotta be independent though. Like once you reach a certain age, and if you're not married, you gotta be able to handle stuff on your own as much as possible. And so it
But
is
Rhonda,
hard to switch that off. But I know when you meet the one, it'll change. You'll soften up.
but but this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. If you have attracted men or you've married a man who has become dependent on you, this may not be possible. This is what a lot of people are gonna have to accept about this soft life wife thing. This is the most vulnerable you're gonna ever be in your life because you are putting your entire being in this person's hands. And if you attracted and married a man through your independent nature, and now that man don't know what to do unless you tell him to do, because when you want to be independent, that meant you have a parent-child relationship.
Yeah.
This man don't know what to do. So it's gonna take some time, guys. If you were an independent woman, married a dependent man, and now you saying, look, these women on TikTok, these women might have a point. Let me try to turn my life into a soft life wife because
Oh, I'm
otherwise,
getting on TikTok tonight.
hell no. Number four, guys, they consider the small. they consider, they consider, they consider the small things in life, from back rubs to ensuring their partner is nourished and surprising them on hard days. Kind-hearted husbands are always focused on the big picture and are surprisingly healthy. They're emotionally intuitive to what their partner is feeling, in part because they're simply listening. This kind of emotional security, where you're not always forced to directly communicate when you're struggling, can help to relieve the burden of stress in relationships. Your partner can read you and focus on the smallest details in your life, supporting you when you might not even have a word to unpack your feelings. Rhonda, hey, look, this nonverbal communication, these love languages, they consider the small things in life. Jump in there.
It's no difference if they, except you're not sleeping with these people. If you're twins, or if you've been besties for a long time, or if you know, like, or siblings, like where you close. Me and you got our own unspoken language. People don't be getting what we saying, but we know
That's why people
everything,
don't like her. That's why
right?
people don't like her.
Oh well, go kick rocks with no socks. And so it's like, it's just
Hmm.
what it is. So you can attain those things. Is like you said though, is if you want to do it.
Guys, this is all one sided, fellas. A soft life wife, it has to be from the man. If you don't like your wife enough or the person you with enough to do this, a soft life wife can't happen. This ain't gonna be no soft life husband stuff. This has to be the husband has to want to do this for the wife. And I'm gonna tell you guys, these nonverbals, if you're not a man who if you're not a man who celebrates yourself as being independent, celebrates yourself as a leader, celebrates yourself as being the one who want to take on all the responsibility, you're not gonna hear her nonverbals. You're not gonna see her nonverbals. And Ron, this is the hardest part, man, when you tell people if you are an independent woman who's attracted to a dependent man, the dependent man is not gonna see this. Now the independent woman gonna see all this in her dependent man.
Yeah.
But a soft life wife is a person who ain't gotta say nothing. The man has figured it out.
You
You
know,
have become one of their biggest priorities. And that's the difference. Jump in there, Ron. I heard you got something to say.
no,
Go ahead.
I was at a wedding last week, and yeah, it was an older couple, more mature couple, and when the matron of honor got up to do her part, one of the things she said was how he knows how she likes her coffee in the morning. He
Mm-hmm.
knows what time to get up to put it on, and all this and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and and that wasn't the only thing she said, but she said, "This is how I knew he loved her." That was one of the things she knew,
Yeah.
that he loved her because he knew her. And I'm sure they do things for each other after all this time. But it was just nice to hear that, because it didn't have anything to do with praying or Jesus
Mm-hmm.
or church,
Yes.
or it didn't have nothing to
Yes.
do with that.
Yes.
And so it was about knowing that person well enough to know, like, oh, they like their tea like this, or they like this from Starbucks, or where, whatever it is.
And
Um,
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. That is number four gonna be the most important thing you can do. Because at the end of the day, until you figure out the nonverbals, you can't have a successful relationship. Until you figure out the nonverbals, you
well, they
cannot.
do, but they do get the nonverbals, right? The regular men,
Mm-hmm.
because this ain't regular right
Mm-hmm.
here. The regular men get the nonverbals. It's just the look. Like, I wish you would. We in a setting, they get those looks, but
Yeah, they
not
get the
these looks.
nonverbals from a corrective standpoint,
Yeah.
but not from a soft life standpoint.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna get the nonverbals when I don't want to get in trouble,
Yeah.
but I need to get the nonverbals when I'm trying to create an atmosphere for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference, guys.
Yes.
If you
When you
book
want
a
her
room,
feet to Jesus when you get home. That's
well,
what you're
well,
trying to
well, and
create.
look, when y'all going on a trip, what room do you book? When you making a reservation, what table do you put them at? Right? When you buying something, like all that stuff matters, guys. That's what the nonverbals are. Let's get into number 5. They celebrate the soft, emotional, and intuitive parts of their wife. Many women struggle to embody a soft life in their marriages because they don't feel safe enough to be vulnerable, heard, and supported by their partners in life. And again, guys, this goes back to whether if you're an independent woman trying to transition to this is you. Whether their husband is emotionally distant or unable to communicate their own feelings, these women are forced to harden themselves to be approachable and worthy of attention in the eyes of their husband. It's the reason so many partners become resentful in their marriages. They don't feel heard or prioritized, leading to an internal and interpersonal distance that's overwhelmingly isolating. Husbands who
Mm-hmm.
create a secure and soft life for their wives aren't informed by misguided societal views of male vulnerability. Instead, they create spaces to open up, allowing their partners to become their truest self without judgment or fear. Right? I'm telling you, man, I don't know what you got to say about this one. This person laying it out, ain't it?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to add to this because it's so on point. All I can see with this one though is and I'm chuckling on the inside because I saw this reel that said how women can never have enough. And they played this thing, and the woman said, "Well, is that it? Is that it? I'm waiting for more." And the guys were laughing, saying that's exactly what that was the point. Like you always got to add more. But it's
See?
like, how do you, as a man, how do you put ego aside to? I hate to say serve, but serve your wife.
Here's what happens, guys. The only man who can do this is a man who knows he's working on something bigger than where y'all are right now. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to get caught up. Ronnie, I'm glad you used that word serve because the only reason I can serve a person or submit to a person is because I know I'm working on something bigger than what I'm looking at. You said it a
Mm-hmm.
while ago on the podcast. You said what I saw ain't what I see, or what I see
What
ain't
I
what I
see
saw.
ain't what I saw.
Yeah, what I see ain't what I saw. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of these men who gonna struggle with this don't have vision, right? They don't have vision. I know what I'm working on down the road. It's easy to do this because you know what you're working toward. But some people are day to day, and depending on how their day go, you may have a soft life one day, but then you may go an extended period of time before you get another day where you feel like you're having a soft life. And what do I mean by that? Y'all only celebrate holidays and anniversaries.
Mm-hmm.
The soft life is an everyday thing. Soft life is
Mm-hmm.
not an anniversary or a birthday. That's the difference. Every day should be, and guys, let me tell y'all this. She ain't mentioned money yet. She ain't mentioned physical intimacy. All this stuff is verbal and mental, and it don't cost you nothing. And this is what makes it hard because a lot of people don't know how to operate in that realm. Let's get to number 6. Number 6, they plan date nights and alone time, especially for women who tend to feel pressured into making plans, decisions, and schedules for their partners and family. A husband who takes initiative to do it without asking can be incredibly refreshing in relationships. Both partners ensure that they're not making unnecessary sacrifices for the sake of the other, equally dedicated to prioritizing space for the other to relax, grow, and feel secure. Data from Pew Research argues that there's not just time and energy that women are pressured into sacrificing at higher rates than their male partners. It's also major life decisions and planning. Many mothers and wives feel more pressure to put their careers on hold for the sake of their marriages and families, while their husbands refuse to plan a single date night. Making occasional sacrifices is important, as relationships are all about compromise at the end of the day. A husband who is secure enough to take on responsibility, like planning dates or doing chores that women are socially pressured into doing, can help cultivate a softer and more secure life for the marriage to flourish, guys. Ronald, what do you think about that occasional date night?
You know, it's again, we already talked about this on the podcast before.
Mm-hmm.
You should be always be dating your spouse, man or
Yes.
woman. Date your spouse, but I know we're talking about husbands tonight. So yes,
Yes.
husbands. Date your wives, not the side piece, not the mistress, not the date your wife.
We had to bring that in. My point to you guys is this. My point to you guys is this. Here's what I got told at 21 years old when I wasn't even looking to get married. CEO of the company sat me down and said, "Jeff, here's what I do for my wife and kids." He said, "I write down." He said, I get a piece of paper." He said, "I promise my wife 2 days a week. Out of those 2 days, I write down. I get a sheet of paper. I draw a line down the middle. On the left is when she gets her day with me. It's just me and her. What does she want to do? On the right, it's me, her, and the kids. What does she want to do?" And he made the most out of those 2 days. And what I realized is, guys, if you're gonna create a soft life, you're gonna be a busy man. What did Bobby Womack say? What did he say? Right?
When I'm
If
there,
I'm
I'm
there, I'm
broke.
broke. When I'm there, I'm
Hmm.
broke. You ain't gonna look, guys. Soft life means you're gonna be gone a lot. And out of those 7 days, does she get one for her? And if you got kids, one for her and the kids. If y'all don't have kids, got to be 2 days. There has to be 2 days where y'all are doing something and where you take the lead to make her feel like, okay, you got this thing under control. You have figured it out. What you think about that, Ron?
I'm here for it. I ain't seen nothing wrong with this art for yet. I'm waiting.
Number 7, they celebrate their wife's platonic relationship, committed to crafting a soft, nurturing, and supportive home base for his wife. A healthy husband will ensure that his wife's relationships with her friends and family are also equally prioritized and celebrated. Husbands committed to this lifestyle are secure from communicating their feelings to creating a healthy space with their wives. They're never going to force ultimatums against friendship. In any relationship, having other relationships and a healthy inner circle of support is incredibly important. They not only keep you to craft a healthy perspective on your partner, they also promote a sense of community that helps craft identity and promote personal growth. Guys, y'all know what this means. Y'all know what this means. Guys, the woman should feel free to go wherever she want to go. Do you
Yeah,
trust what's put in you? Do you trust what's put in her? There
but you
ain't
don't.
no reason why. Go
You
ahead,
get
Ron.
sometimes you don't know how to be, especially with friends that they've had before you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard for a lot of men with their wives
Mm-hmm.
having friends. Because some men are like, "Oh no, we together now, so you can't talk to your best guy friend from however long ago." That's come on, dude.
Yeah.
But I also get that, hey, that woman may also be like, well, okay, well, yeah,
Yeah.
you probably can't. But you got to be able to. But even sometimes when it's their girlfriends or friend girls, however people say, um, it could be an issue, and you gotta celebrate that.
Fellas, when she want to go see her parents, encourage it. Fellas, when she want to hang out with her girls, encourage it. Right? And one of the things you got to do is, at the end of the day, trust what the relationship is. Right? Don't have a prison without bars going on in your house. That's what number 7 is saying. Don't have a prison without bars where, oh, if you escape, I know you're gonna do something. No, man, enjoy yourself. Because this is for the husband. When she leaves, that just means you can now focus on you too. See, you can't focus on creating a soft life for somebody else unless you've already created a soft life for yourself.
Mhm.
Fellas, number 7 is important. Let her go out because at the end of the day, now you get to do it for yourself. So the more she wants to go out, the more she wants to go hang with her family, go hang with her friends, go have a girls trip, go have a girls night. That just means more time for you to do for yourself what you already doing for her. Y'all got to learn how to lean into this thing. Number 8, they go to therapy, Ronnie. We got to. Now
I
we
know you're
couldn't
gonna
get the
go past.
podcast
You're gonna
last
fly
week.
past that. You're gonna fly past that.
All right, yeah, we ain't got to talk long on this one. Secure and
I know
confident
you
men are
ain't.
out there direct products of their environment. If they had a safe, loving,
Exactly.
and communicative home growing up, they're growing. They're going to be a healthy. They're going to be healthier partners in a committed relationship. If they were less fortunate in their childhood or suffered with unresolved trauma into adulthood, therapy can be just as influential for instilling healthy habits and helping men to develop secure self-esteem. It helps to support open communication and emotional intelligence in ways that men often struggle to maintain in their male relationships for a variety of societal and interpersonal reasons. Okay? All right. So here's what I'm trying to tell y'all about therapy. Notice this ain't couples therapy. Last podcast was, does marriage counseling or marriage therapy work? This is for you individually. That's why I ain't got no problem with it, right? I ain't gonna blow past it that fast because
Uh-uh.
you're doing this for you. You ain't finding a problem in her that needs to be fixed. You're trying to fix you because you can't provide a soft life unless you fix yourself first. Jumping that.
No, they just took the percentage down to point oh 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 one. But go ahead.
Ron jumping on TikTok.
Oh, I'm gonna jump on.
Look, number 9, they ask for permission before sharing advice. Whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, secure and confident men aren't afraid to express their opinions and advice, but only when it's appropriate. Most of us are only yearning for someone to listen to our problems rather than suggest solutions. And supportive husbands are fully aware of that. Despite being committed to learning about their partner, supporting them through struggles, and generally making their lives easier, they don't feel a sense of superiority over their wives simply for knowing them well. Their advice isn't the key to making their wife life better. In fact, they know they're fully capable of making decisions and navigating difficult situations themselves. Y'all hear that, right?
It's nothing else
You
to
ain't got nothing
add.
to say? Okay. Hey, look, guys, we're going to get to number 10. They share their own needs and wants. Emotional intelligence is a two-way street, especially in marriages and committed relationships. While husbands who create soft lives for their wives are often committed to ensuring they have a peace of mind, safe spaces to be vulnerable, and their emotional needs met, the health of this relationship is also dependent on their ability to share their own. Partners who feel loved and supported will be able to love and support their partner more effectively. They feel fulfilled, so they have extra time, energy, and emotional space to invest in their partner relationship. It's not just over communication, it's small favors, shared glances, and experiences together that promote vulnerability and love. Jumping that around and look, did that sum it up?
It summed it up.
Did it stop? Did it sum it up now? This thing crazy.
It summed it up.
Yeah.
That was it was a
Look,
good art. I
yeah,
mean,
guys, at first I was gonna go into the second article, but I don't even think we need it.
mm-mm,
I don't even think we need it
because
because
my drink done
this
kicked
right
in.
this, look, this right here, guys. I was gonna bring in the second article, but as we were going through it again, I don't even need to bring in the second article. But what I'm gonna share with y'all, I'm gonna link it in the bio. I just want y'all to see what the second article was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the hardest part. I want y'all to see this. Why women should embrace a soft life.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't even gonna get into that tonight because we're running out of time. I'm gonna link it in the bio. Y'all can read it yourself. Why women should embrace it. Because here's what happens, guys. If a man decides to do it, Rhonda, the
Maybe we should
woman
do it
got
next
to
week.
embrace it.
Should we talk about it next week?
Mm-mm.
Because I get it.
The spirit gonna lead me in a different direction next week.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah,
So it's still gonna be
the spirit
relationship.
gonna guys. What we need to do though is the reason why we gonna talk. The reason I'm not even gonna bring it up. Soft life only exists once the man does these 2 things, these 10 things. Rhonda, that's the craziest
So
part.
so he can't do 7 of them.
He can't do 7 of them,
He can't
guys.
do 2 of them.
Can't do it to it. He
Girl,
got
but
to
he's
do
so
all
good.
10.
He's so good.
This
Nope.
ain't by faith. We ain't walking by faith on this one.
Mm-hmm.
They got to do all 10, guys.
Oh, okay.
Because look guys, I was
I'm just
going to do this
asking.
second article. Rhonda, I was going to do this second article. But what I think this podcast need to be about is that God got to want to do these 10, right? I'm going to
Yeah.
link the bio in the
Single for
description.
life. Single for life.
I'm gonna link this site in the description that
Mm-hmm.
if he's doing these 10, y'all can go click on that yourself. Me and Rhonda ain't even got to discuss that because y'all got to make sure as a woman you ain't fighting it when the man decide to do it, but he got to do all
Because of
10.
what some other man done done.
Yeah, because you dealing with that trauma from your past, or like I said, Rhonda, the biggest problem is independent women have attracted dependent men. You ain't gonna trust this man to do it. So you got to let yourself, you got to let that guard down and trust this man. And guess what? If he's never had to be independent and take the lead because you felt you had to do it, it's gonna be a little bit of a journey. It's gonna be a little bit of a journey, Ronald. What you think?
Yeah, it is. But no, that's a good way to put it. That was about, because I'm sure women have to bring a certain level of softness too, right? Vulnerability too. So those 10 things,
Man, look,
it don't matter if
Ronald,
you ain't gonna be open to receiving it.
you hit it, guy. Ronald said the woman got to bring a level of softness.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Sometimes that outer shell so hard you can't penetrate it.
And my zodiac side said I gotta be ready for love. So TikTok,
Look,
here I come.
it's getting
Release
close to April, Ronald. It's
release
getting
my
close to
money.
April. Y'all go back to the Zodiac one we did. April coming up. It was some changes happening in April, Ron. I'm telling you now. It was some changes happening in April now.
We'll see.
We get ready to receive. We get ready to receive. But Ron, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think it's important Guys, again, I'm gonna link it. In all seriousness, fellas, this has to be a desire from you. Ladies, this can't be a woman that's gonna do this for the man. Ain't no such thing as a soft life husband. This has to be a soft
Yeah.
life wife. And so
Yeah.
what I'm telling y'all right now, these 10 things have to be something the man want to do. And here's the key, fellas. You can't tell her this is what you want to do for her. In order to get that trust and that vulnerability, it has to be something they just see being done without being asked, without
Absolutely.
being talked about. This has to be organic in nature. You agree or
Absolutely.
disagree with that, right?
No, I agree. But I also know women, quite a few women who, if the man just do a little bit, it'll
They gonna
it'll
settle.
become
They gonna
yes,
they gonna they gonna stop him right there in his tracks. Hope that's good
yeah,
enough.
yeah, and it's like no,
Guys, you
mm-mm.
got to do all 10, and you got to do it consistently. And remember, it takes 21 days for a habit to kick in. You got to do all 10, 21 days in a row.
Is that why my weight
Ladies,
loss habit ain't working?
I got this Five Guys. Wait, all the times I order Five Guys,
It's on
I ain't
time
never
tonight.
done it. Run, that Five Guys came in 25 minutes. And I said, you know what? I just, look, I said,
Let's
man, the food already here.
well, let's
The
finish
food
this
already,
call so I can eat
bro,
my insomnia cookies. Huh? Oh, go ahead.
look, guys,
I
but
done
that's
had
the
my
whole
Jersey
point.
Mike.
Look, I wanted some Jersey Mike's the other day too. I wanted some Jersey Mike's the other day, but the guy just didn't get it. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. As Ron and I get ready to close this thing out, I had to. I remember talking when I was single, and I remember just talking to guys who weren't charged. Ladies, I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss people off. And it's probably gonna bleed into my takeaway for the night. Your man gotta want to be in charge of this responsibility,
Oh yeah,
right? You gotta want to be in charge. Guys, there's people who want to follow. There's people who want to lead. There's hunters and there's gatherers. And Ron, I'm gonna tell you, I think the biggest problem that women gonna have is in that independent phase. They've attracted a host and parasite type relationship.
oh, it's hard to relinquish that
Parasite.
control. It's hard
Yes.
to
Yes.
be in control of like to handle everything. It's hard to let that go.
Mm-hmm. And guys, let me tell y'all this. Women, you cannot push the man. When y'all listening to this podcast, every woman who's gonna listen to this podcast, don't go to the man and say you want to be a soft life. You don't control this. You can't go to the man and say I want to be a soft
Right,
life wife. This is the hardest thing. That man got to look at you
and
and
want to
want to
do
do
that.
that for you.
Mm.
And let me
Oh
tell
well.
y'all, a lot
Point
of
zero
y'all go
zero
look at,
zero zero zero
yeah,
1%.
he is not. A lot of y'all have attracted a man in your independent phase that this dependent man don't know how to be independent because he just riding along with you. He just riding along with you. Ladies, y'all can't push a man to make you a soft life wife. And I'm gonna say this, Rhonda, and I'm gonna get your takeaway. Most soft life wives are experiencing it at work. They're not experiencing it at home. And that's
Yeah,
one of the biggest problems. So they come home and they don't want it at home because they getting it at work. There's somebody at work doing everything. These 10 things at work are happening, but they're
right.
not happening at home. What's your takeaway tonight, Ron?
Man, try your best to become a soft wife if you want that type of life. Did I just rhyme or did I just rhyme? Um, but you know, extend some grace to the young fella or the old fella, and let them provide if that's what they want to do, a soft life for you. But at the end of the day, I'm always saying, like, man, don't get married. Don't get married unless they're gonna give you a soft life.
Let's say
Unless
gonna do
they,
this, guys.
yeah, don't even
Let's
do it.
say gonna do this. Guys, I hate to say it. But in essence, as a soft life wife, you embrace the fact that I'm the trophy, I'm the arm candy, I'm his pride and joy, I'm his biggest accomplishment, and I embrace it. And a lot of guys are looking for somebody to share the bills instead of somebody to be this this biggest asset that I have visually. And y'all can see how hard I work because this is the person I want to make life as easy as possible for. And a lot of people struggle with that. And right, that's my takeaway.
Hmm.
Ladies, don't listen to this podcast and look over at that man and say, "Why don't you do this for me?" Right? Some of y'all gotta understand this is rare. This is market price on the menu at the steakhouse.
It's only on TikTok.
Right? Look, some of y'all just gonna enjoy this on TikTok, and some of y'all gonna enjoy this in real life. And y'all know what it is, man. Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. Y'all do me a favor, man. Look down in the description. Support the channel. Get the merch. Get down in the comments, man. Jeff and Rhonda crazy or we own something. If you hadn't already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. Rhonda, let them know where they can find you on the socials.
On Instagram at RMBLMBT.
Man, and y'all know what it is. And until next time, I'm going to holler.
Hot beat, smoke it, drink it down. With your boys, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.